The Enchanted app, a modern Arabian digital fantasy. In a bustling city, where the streets glittered with neon lights and the air buzzed with the hum of endless notifications, there lived a boy named Omar. Like many children of his age, Omar loved his phone. He scrolled, tapped, and swiped from morning till night, lost in an endless stream of games, videos, and messages. His mother would call him for dinner, his father would tell him stories of the real world, but Omar never truly listened. His mind was always elsewhere, trapped in the glowing screen. One fateful night, as he lay in bed, his phone buzzed with a strange notification. A new app had appeared, one he had never downloaded. It simply said, "Enter the infinite scroll." Curious, Omar tapped the icon, and in an instant, the world around him vanished. His bed, his room, his house, all dissolved into pixels of light, and before he could scream, he found himself inside the phone. The digital world was vast and endless. Buildings made of social media feeds stretched into the sky, rivers of never-ending videos flowed with hypnotic music, and shadows moved between them, whispering, watching. Omar wandered through this strange land, but no matter how far he walked, he always ended up where he started, scrolling through illusions, unable to escape. Back in the real world, his parents searched for him desperately. They called his name through the streets, checked every park, every school, every alleyway. But Omar was nowhere to be found. 3 days passed, and the city whispered of the boy who had vanished without a trace. But beyond the city, in the quiet of the woods, lived an old man. They called him Sheikh Tariq, a man of wisdom, who had seen many things that others did not believe. When he heard of Omar's disappearance, he nodded solemnly and said,
"The boy is not lost in this world. He is trapped in another."
Taking his ancient walking staff, he made his way to Omar's house. His parents, desperate for any hope, let him inside. The moment he saw the boy's phone, he gasped. It was an enchanted device, cursed by the spirits of endless distractions, designed to steal the minds of those who gazed into it for too long.
The only way to bring him back is for him to do the one thing no prisoner of the screen has ever done before. He must stop looking.
Inside the digital world, Omar had almost forgotten who he was. His own reflection had become a distorted avatar, his thoughts reduced to fleeting posts, his soul sinking deeper into the algorithms. But suddenly, a voice echoed through the void, a voice from the real world.
"Omar, close your eyes."
It was faint, almost drowned out by the noise of a million notifications. But something in the voice, something warm, something real, stirred within him.
"Close your eyes and remember yourself."
He hesitated. The world around him pulsed, the colors swirled, the feeds begged him to stay. But then, for the first time in days, perhaps years, he closed his eyes. And in that moment, the endless scroll shattered. The buildings collapsed, the rivers of videos dried up, and the shadows screamed as they faded into nothingness. Omar felt himself falling. And then, he woke up. His mother was holding him, tears streaming down her face. His father gripped his hand tightly. The old man smiled. The phone lay beside him, dark and lifeless, its magic broken. Omar took a deep breath. For the first time in a long time, he looked around, not through a screen, but with his own eyes. He saw the faces of his family, the light of the morning sun, the beauty of the real world. And in that moment, he knew, he was free.